And it's a very special show because, again, we have a panel of beautiful men on here today. Don't say that? We can't say that y'all beautiful?
Oh, man.
No?
That's so humbling.
Okay, we have a panel of just men on here today. We have a panel of men on here today.
I'm good with all that.
You good with all of it? Are you okay with it, Wizdom?
I'm good.
You are. Today we are talking to Flyboy Wizdom, Christopher Flanagan, and Alex Wakeen.
Yeah.
And we're going to be discussing everything. A+, you got us all in the cameras?
Yeah, you guys are good.
And we have A+ in here too.
Appreciate you for having me.
Every week. We love you. We are going to be talking about everything under the sun. We're going to be speaking about it from the perspective of these beautiful black men, or these black men, since they don't want to be beautiful, in here today. I am Deshon Gray, and on the bookend down there is...
Way on the other side.
Girl, way. I got to send you a pigeon or a smoke signal or something, girl. There I go.
Sacha Granger today.
Hi, Sacha. Okay. Sacha Granger today.
Trying to cool off in this hot box.
It is a little warm in here, child. I don't know why it's so warm. There's a lot of bodies up in here.
It's summertime.
I know we all just squeezed in. That ain't
I hope
helping.
everybody took a bath. That's my random.
We do.
Hour today.
You can listen to us every single Tuesday from 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on Spotify and on iTunes and on Spreaker and on Google Play and on everything. We everywhere.
Man, y'all heard it. Tap in.
Tap in, right.
Call in.
You can see us live on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram, and everything looks like it's working perfectly fine. And you can also, gentlemen, would you like to give them your Instagram so they can see us on your live as well?
Oh, yeah, what's going on? It's Alex Wakeen. You can find me on Instagram at AwakenDawg, AWKNDAWG.
All right.
Yeah, what up? Yes, Christopher Flanagan. I am _Christopher Flanagan.
There you have it.
For me, at Flyboy Wizdom, that's with the Z, FLYBOYWIZDOM. Log in.
Log in and check them out, and you can also speak to them.
Yeah.
They have a phone number. What's their phone number, Sacha?
310-910.
They can't hear you, baby.
9676 extension number 1.
There you have it. And...
Better?
Yeah, in the microphone. Let's see. Well, do we?
Open up the door just a little more.
Well, you know what? We're gonna have to just make sure we use our Zestfully Clean today, honey, and put a little degree on and just muscle through it for 2 hours. I think we can do it. I think we've been in hotter situations than this. I know I have.
Absolutely.
Yes, honey. All of us have. We all in here black. We've been under the heat and in the fire. So we all right. Is that your random event? Reparations? I like that, honey. Let's talk about our little random event. Y'all know every week we do a little random event, and this talks something totally off subject and something that that's just been bothering us, or something that we just want to proclaim, or something that we just want to explain to people, or something that's just on our brain. It's just a random event.
Yeah.
Anybody want to go first?
I'll go first.
Okay, Alex. He's not scared.
Yeah, I'm not. So, my random event for today, and actually this week, is I'm new to this producing game.
Okay.
As far as producing TV and film. And right now I'm working on a pilot.
Oh, you are?
Yes, I'm working on a pilot. Can't give too much details.
That's okay.
But learning everything and not having like the backing or people around who actually can help you, and you're learning everything and you're feeling down on yourself. Mm-hmm. Like, my work isn't good enough or nobody's helping me or all that stuff. But then you like take a moment and you just like tell yourself like, shut up. Like, you got it. Like, you got this far. You're doing it. Like, but it just weighs you down sometimes. Because sometimes, like, you just want people around you to be like, yeah, this is good. You know what I'm saying? Keep
To pat
going.
your back.
For sure. Everybody likes a little reassurance, you know. But sometimes I learned that you have to be your own reassurance. Like,
You got to be like Donald Lawrence and encourage yourself.
That's it.
Encourage and push yourself through.
Well, that's my random event.
Come on, random vent.
You know?
Anybody else? To vent randomly about anything at all.
Random thing.
Right.
You know, I try to keep the energy always, you know, at a certain level.
Okay.
I try to pick my day. But, you know, there's a few people out here, you know, that, the amnesia people.
Ooh.
Yeah, amnesia.
Ooh. You sound like my grandfather now.
You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all that forget.
Ooh.
You know, the discussion of business. And then when the discussion of business changes from whatever you thought it was to something else that would benefit you in a certain way.
Okay.
You know, you get amnesia about just the conversation that we had.
For real.
You know,
Oh.
like you owe me $100.
Yeah.
Right,
I don't know what you're talking
right.
And you forgot.
Okay.
You know, but it get a little deeper than that. You know, the business is a little bit bulkier, you know, when you're dealing with the industry. So, yeah, that's just a lightweight movement, you know.
Amnesia.
That's the amnesia.
Okay.
My grandfather used to say it's how soon they forget.
Yeah, for sure. I got an issue with people who complain a lot.
Oh, okay.
Like, I really do. I'm not one to really, you know what I'm saying? I always say kids complain, adults adjust. You feel me? Like,
Thank you.
We all in a time period where we're well aware of what we got to do, our daily obligations,
Right.
what comes with the job, and what comes with the dream. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You ain't gonna sacrifice something. You know you're gonna lose something if you sacrificing something. So,
Right.
if you're in a situation where you like chasing something and the inevitable is the inevitable, why complain about it? You gonna waste time doing that. Like, so, you know, I don't know. I get kind of bothered when people really, especially adults, man, grown people who know what their job is every single day.
Okay.
And they make it their business to complain instead of finding ways to adjust and adapt. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know.
Or leave it alone.
Right.
Yeah,
That's
leave
the
it alone, bro.
situation.
You know what I'm saying? Just that's their little business. You know what I'm saying? I don't really try and delve into that. I just worry about what I do. But as a man too, especially black men, we can't find excuses. You know what I'm saying? We gotta find ways. You know what I'm saying? Constantly. And as much as you just said, you want the reassurance and you want the encouragement along the way. So it's gonna come. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But you gotta definitely push yourself further first. You gotta prove to yourself before you can prove it to anybody else. You know
Well.
what I'm saying? So that's just me.
Well said.
Very well said.
You know what I'm saying?
So eloquent, Mr. Flanagan. Miss Granger, do you have a random situation going on down there, darling?
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
gonna stick with this hygiene thing. My random vents have been concerning your
Personal,
personal hygiene.
hygienical situations.
Yeah.
Right in the face.
Right. And you know, because it is the summertime, but I think that I don't know how people are not in tune to how they smell. Like, seriously.
Some people don't.
Yeah, but that is amazing to me that you don't know that you have just a little bit of an odor.
Little B.O. They call it B.O.
That's a problem.
They call it B.O.
And then you want to hug and touch on people.
Oh.
That you
Oh.
smell like you smell it.
Should we all be turning our earphones up right now?
Always, especially in this heat. You know, you need to take a couple of showers, get that antiperspirant going.
Yeah, for sure.
Anti-perspirant.
Space invaders.
Man.
Well, that's my random bit. Just take care of your BO.
Take care of your
Aware.
B.O.
Okay, I'm not
Amen.
smelling right now.
Did anybody smell Sacha today?
It's hot right now. But
Okay.
I keep deodorant in my purse. Somebody said that I needed a clutch and have something smaller, but I have to have things in there
I
to control
understand.
that body odor.
I understand.
Yeah.
Clutch it.
I can personally say I've known you for a very long time. I've never smelled you smelling foul.
Thank you,
There you go.
TT.
No, you've never smelled foul.
There you go.
Never?
No.
Maybe a foul attitude, but never smelly.
But I don't smell that. That just is what it is. That's how we do. I guess I have a random vent. My random vent is large numbers do not signify victory. You can win with just one. You can win with just a few.
You can.
Large numbers do not mean that they have the majority over whatever you are dealing or facing with. Because sometimes we think that, the more vast things are, the bigger the armies are, the bigger things coming against you, or the bigger things that you may be going against, when as far as numbers are concerned, doesn't mean that. If you are connected to a very special, powerful one, then you've already had the majority, period. And that one could be God, that one could be Buddha, that one could be whatever you believe to be higher than yourself.
Right.
But as long as you are connected, do know that he who has not lost courage has the greatest future. So if there's just keep going and keep pressing on, and just knowing that, sometimes it's just a team of one, sometimes it's an army of two, sometimes it's an army of just you.
Yeah, nah.
But you got it.
You can win with 12 lions, you know what I'm saying?
Come on now.
That's true.
All right. But it's always better to have a few quality than a whole bunch of just quantity.
Nah, you need people who know their role, you know what I'm saying?
This is true.
And respect their role.
Yeah.
That's what a team is.
That's what a team is.
You need a good team.
We want to take the time also to send our love and our good energy to the family of Tyler Skaggs, who is a pitcher for the California Angels. He was 27 years old. He was actually from here in LA, and he passed away unexpectedly when they were at an away game, and he was found in his hotel unresponsive without any known, they said it wasn't any known foul play or any known illnesses.
What?
Yeah. So we just want to send our love out that particular way. Yeah. We also want to thank Cheesecake de Granger, another great. Can we talk about Cheesecake de Granger?
We can.
Let's talk about Cheesecake de Granger.
She don't have nothing here.
I know. I was like, I was a girl. I thought we was gonna have something little taste and eat on, but that's okay. That's all right.
Yeah.
But tell them how they can get it if they want to eat it. What's wrong? You said call in? She gonna give you the number. I mean, I guess that did kind of sound kind of wrong. Because I was referring to us eating something on camera today. That's why. But it's okay. If they want to order some, where do they get that from?
www.cheesecakedegranger, which is GRANGER.com. You can also text us 310-774-6701. And again, we have over 65 flavors. Everything is baked to order.
Fresh.
Throughout LA. And we have
you said, wait a minute. Alex has some commentary. What you say, Alex?
Flavors and it ain't one here. Not shading, but I just really love cheesecake.
Was that shade? I wasn't shade.
It was.
According to y'all, we could use some shade because it's hot as hell up in here. So a little bit of shade might be. No, that wasn't. You didn't mean that shady, did you?
Got my mouth watery for some cheesecake.
You got my mouth all fixed up for some orange juice and people to swallow in the container.
Yeah.
Cheesecake is fire.
Yeah.
It
is. Thank y'all. Thank you for
it is really good.
Definitely get my little stamp of approval. That little shit go.
Yes, they can. Nikayla Penn says, can they be shipped? Yes, they can. Nikayla, Sacha, could you give her the phone number again?
310. Don't call right now, though, girl.
You can call, but ain't nobody gonna answer.
774-6701.
Or you can visit the website at
www.cheesecakedegranger.com.
Amen.
All right.
Right.
Come on, for support. Somebody has said that before. Ain't nothing wrong with it, though. I don't see a damn thing wrong with it. So, Nikayla, to answer your question again, yes, they can be shipped, and she does do the cheesecake parfaits, right?
Yes, cheesecake parfaits and cheesecake pop.
Exactly.
She over here trying to.
She trying to what? She trying to what? Entice you?
One day I'm gonna taste them.
One day you gonna taste them. You can taste them anytime you want to if you dial 3. What's the number?
If you slide that credit card, you can have.
Come on.
All right.
Alex.
You accept Cash App?
Yes.
All right then, we in business.
We in business.
I'm
Go on there and browse through the website and see what flavors you want. Cause it's a whole lot of
It's
them.
65 of them. I got
IRS is
options.
listening.
Yeah, that sounds very nice. Again, if you're just she is calculating. You all right, girl?
Yeah.
If you're just tuning in, today's show is about everything under the sun from the black man's perspective. We have an all-male panel here today.
We do.
And we're going to be out of the way, and they're going to be chatting and discussing everything. We'll just throw something at them, and then they'll just catch it and throw it back. That's all right? All right. I gotta get my shit together today because everything kind of sounds. Does it sound like that? In my head it sounded great, but when it came out of my mouth, I guess it was something else. I'm sorry, but you can please give us a call here and talk to these young men at 310-910-9676 extension 1. We're going to take a little song breaky, and we're going to come back and start talking. Y'all ready to talk?
Let's get it.
Let's
Y'all
talk.
got a whole lot of time to talk
Whole lot to see.
about a whole lot of stuff.
Whole lot.
I love it. I'm gonna turn this up. Hey, welcome back to PLOPP Life, people of other people's problems. That was your end. I love it.
Just a little bit. Little
We are doing something a little different today. We are doing a little things that are a little bit out of order. People who may have been, our friends, because we call everybody friends. All the friends who normally tune in to us know they've gotten accustomed to how we're doing things. This is like the 18th show. But we're doing it a little different today. We are going to flip and rotate and do news all at the same time. And Sacha and I are going to tell the gentlemen what the stories are, and we'll just see what y'all opinions are about them. Does that work for everybody?
sounds
Oh, I
good.
thought we was jumping right into the panel.
Well, right after this. Right after these messages. Well, the first discussion or thing on here is Lil Nas X. Are you any of you guys familiar with what's going on with him or what happened with him or what he did or what?
No.
I seen a little something.
You did?
Yeah. Just on social media.
Okay.
I don't know the full story about it.
I'm going.
Right, that's all. Well, apparently, they're on the last day of Pride Month, which was the last day of June. He had tweeted. People are saying he came out as being gay, but he didn't say, "Hey, I'm gay."
What did he say?
He said, some of y'all already know, some of y'all don't care, some of y'all not gonna fuck with me no more. And he also said he dead ass thought everybody knew. But he told all of his fans or listeners, to people who follow his music, to listen to a particular song on his CD. And on that CD, I guess it alluded to him being gay or him being homosexual. But he never outright said, "I am gay." He also says that one of the reasons why he didn't do it because he didn't want to alienate his fans, or he did not want to become the poster child for the LGBTQ community. Because he says he's just 20 and he's only been famous for a few months.
So that's the reason he don't want to be the poster?
Well, yeah, well, because whenever you represent any group of people, and especially a group of that magnitude, it's a lot of responsibility, and he understands that he's not able to handle that responsibility. He's barely able to handle this responsibility of the celebrity that he does have, and when people don't know that's fame. Well, people can seeing a lot of very famous people will tell you fame is a monster.
Yeah, no, for real.
So are they like tearing him down or saying like your music is now terrible now that you didn't?
Well, actually, he hasn't gotten very much backlash. Some people have been making like jokes. Some people have been making jokes and memes about him, but nothing that's been too derogatory. He said he's not really in fear of losing any fans, and he did say but the thing he did say is that he did want to be an inspiration to young people who are afraid to come out.
Man, if nothing else happens,
Okay.
he's top Billboard for the longest.
Longest.
He's accomplished. You feel me? So if he did come out, like, bro, that's your little business. You feel me? Like, that ain't got nothing to do with nobody else. You take that up with yourself, and if you're confident enough to do that, bro, go ahead. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
You already done accomplished more. You beat out Black Eyed Peas, bro. Like, cow. You feel me? Like, bro, you done.
How long has he been on the Billboard charts?
13 weeks.
13 weeks.
Straight.
13 weeks?
At number 1, straight. That's 2.5 months, damn near. Like,
Yeah. I
like,
think the longest is the longest Mariah Carey. I think she's the longest. One Sweet Day.
He just beat out Black Eyed Peas. For the
But
longest.
he could possibly because I think hers was only like 20 or 22 weeks. So
I don't know, but like that's his business. You feel me? Like
Okay.
he's accomplished. If you feel like he want to throw like little innuendos and little cryptic messages, like some of y'all know, bro, like whatever.
Uh-huh.
You feel me? Like you got little kids rocking to this little music right now. Like
Right.
I mean, I can't take it serious. You know. But you know, like,
I know what you mean. No, I know what you mean.
Came up on
Right.
TV. Like that's his little business, but. Yeah,
because he got a lot of controversy about that song, the song itself at first, right?
Yeah,
was it like on the country charts and they was like took it off?
I mean,
And it was like no.
There was a few rappers that was in the industry talking down on the little song. You feel me?
Okay.
Because he's making noise. Like
Right.
y'all can't come up with something catchy. What's winning now ain't lyrics. You feel me? You got hip hop heads and old heads that really still respect it, but the majority of these millennials, they looking for a bop. That's gonna be catchy and you feel me? That come with a little dance. Like you feel me?
Come on, Christopher, you turned on. Somebody hit your power button.
I'm telling you.
But I just also feel like
as a musician, Alex,
as an artist, if he's telling his truth, then he deserves to be able to tell his truth.
Okay.
If he felt like he didn't want to come out then or before the fame because he didn't know the response, or now that he has it, and now he's like, okay, now I feel like I'm in a space where I can tell these people, like, you know, this is my lifestyle. And if they believe him and if they rock with him, then they're genuine supporters of what he does. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But if they go on and bash him and say, oh, well, this don't matter, you're not this type of person, or you don't deserve this, then they were just haters from the beginning. You know, and he's still young. And
he is he's 20.
And with this generation, everything being so quick and all this stuff, people don't know.
Right.
They don't know everything. Like they don't know how to.
True.
Yeah, and the sexuality and everything, especially for young generations, is so like quick and personal, and everybody knows about it, and everybody like wants to experience and all this other stuff.
Right.
So it's just, if he's telling the truth, if he's being truthful about who he is and what he's doing, then like leave it alone.
All right. Any thoughts, Mr. Wizdom?
I mean, I really don't even. Good job, like, you know what I'm saying?
I mean,
I'll be honest, it's like 2019, like it's about to be 2020. I mean, like, you come out the closet, whatever you call it, like, or you just want to let people know, you know, your personal bit. That's cool. You know what I'm saying? But it's such a new day and age with whatever you feel and whatever you want to do. I mean, I don't think it was like a super explosion maybe with social media, because people just like, we already knew, or either it's cool, like, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, for me it's a regular, you know, we in Cali, man, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, it's a regular situation. So I mean, I would say this though, if that was something that meant a lot to him, I'm happy for him, you know what I'm saying? So
I agree with you, Wizdom. I say the same thing. I'm like, if it's something for you, then that's fine, because really, in all actuality, it wasn't necessary you're a musician. We didn't need to know who you're sleeping with in order to like your music. But if you felt like that's what you needed to do for yourself, then so be it.
Right. Walk in it.
Yeah. But I think that I mean, I guess he felt that way because I know we always say this, but because of the where we are today with cancel culture, people are so quick to just get rid of people for whatever reason, and we just don't agree with them or don't for whatever reason. So I think that's what he probably was referring to, and he took a chance on being canceled. Even with all his success, people will just write you off. We've seen that already happen with Mr. Jackson and Mr. Kelly and, you know, Mr. Cosby.
Somebody got in this air and was like, look, bro, whatever happens, look what you did, bro. You
got something.
Little song. If you go down his little feed right now, and look from 4 months ago, 5 months ago, you're gonna look and see that he was just a regular little dude. You feel me? He a kid. So,
He a kid.
in 5 months, 6 months, his whole life can change. So it's like somebody in his ear, like, look, man, you do what you need to. You done probably exceeded your own expectations at this point.
And who knows? That probably was maybe one thing that was holding him back from even going to the next step as an artist. You know, because sometimes people don't know how to handle these certain situations, and when you have this much fame and these many people looking at you, you know, their opinions may affect you. You know, so.
You know, he already, because of the controversy of his song he has with Billy Ray Cyrus and with the whole country feel and them, he had already garnered a lot of allies in the business, as you know, as far as other musicians was concerned. So when he did this, all these other musicians have again gotten on his team and reposted him and their support of him. So it worked for him.
That's good. That's cool.
Yeah.
That's solid.
Marsha Jones.
I will say this though.
Oh, go ahead. I'm
people
sorry.
gotta stop. Like, just because somebody says they sexual preference, y'all gotta stop reposting that stuff, man. Like, 'cause that don't make no sense to me. Like, that's just like me saying I lost my virginity, and everybody like, yo, he lost his virginity. Let me post about it. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Why do you think they should stop posting about it?
Because I just think it's
Personal. Some
Yeah,
stuff
like,
needs to
I
remain
mean,
in the bedroom.
yeah, like whatever his purpose is. Like I said, it's just like somebody saying they lost their virginity for the first time. You know what I mean? Like, that's cool. Like that. Like I said, like.
Because he wasn't even outright with it. You just
Yeah,
alluded to it. I don't even know why is it anybody's business what your preference is. So what? If you're gay, fine. If you're not, because I think you only did it to ride the wave of your popularity right now. Yes,
You think so?
I mean, timing is everything. Marketing is everything.
But to say that you're homosexual,
But he
that's
didn't
I mean
outright-
that's
he
an
didn't
extreme.
outright say that he was. He just kind of hinted around it. I don't know if he did it for talk.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, he just tiptoed around it. He didn't just actually come out and say, "Hey, you know,
I'm gay.
I'm gay."
Yeah, like bluntly, like
So,
Well, maybe
is
he will.
really, or did he just do it?
for the social
Right.
media content.
I guess time will tell. There is a friend on the line. Hello, friend. Hi, friend. What's your name? What she say?
I think she said London.
Oh, London. Hi, London. London, where are you calling from? Okay, London. What you want to say, darling?
They've been what?
A lot of your exes have been hitting her up out of the blue, and she wants to know: have you asked them what's up?
Don't do it.
I was just going to say, gentlemen, what is your advice for her?
How old are you? How old are you?
Don't do that, London. We grown. It's 2019.
And she's not required to say her age if she don't want to say her
Well,
age.
let's just say it's probably the summer.
It's sundress season.
It's sundress season.
Hey, big man.
They scrolling through
London, have you recently come into some money? Okay, okay. Word travels fast.
And if you're posting on social media, but then
It's even tracked. Yeah, there you go.
I'm gonna be honest, London. Don't just whatever it is, just don't even answer. Don't entertain it. They exes for a reason. So go ahead, go with God. You know what I'm saying, and go forward and go above. You know, rise above all of that.
London,
they don't want nothing. Trust me. You know what I'm saying. And if they do, let their actions speak.
they want something. They want
What I'm
something.
saying is let their actions do the talking rather than them doing it verbally.
That's true.
Don't give them nothing. Don't give them nothing.
I'll let you use your own discernment. You know what I mean? Discernment is a blessing.
Let me tell you something, London. I have been there. Sometimes I have entertained it. Most times I have not. But I will tell you this. I have read this book, and I can't even name of the author, but you look it up if you have time. It's a book, and the title of it's called A Breakup Because It's Broken. When you get your free time, look for that book, okay, baby?
That's a good title.
Okay. Thank you for calling in, sugar.
London. See you later.
Bye, London.
We have another friend on the line.
Hey. Hi, friend. Fine. What's your name? Hi, Aaron Absolute. Where are you calling from? Okay, LA.
What's your question?
Go ahead.
Or comment?
Hi.
Okay.
Double A, Ron. I love you, man. Appreciate you for calling in.
You don't know what's going on.
So
Yeah, that's love.
it's
Sometimes, unless you add 2 more, then it's 6.
you know.
That's it. That's all you want to say is what's up to Alex Wakeen?
You can ask a question.
You can ask the question. We're talking
Black
about.
Man
Go
in
ahead.
America is our panel, unless you want to give us a perspective on that.
I know how. He's like, where do I start?
Jesus.
Well,
Restoration.
reparations.
Reparations.
So y'all ain't gonna get that.
Right.
It may take a long time, but you know, well, according to the others, they say we doing good. We never had a black president, so we should be fine.
Right.
Yeah.
Got it.
Well,
Look.
We on PLOPP Life.
you see, he can say that.
He can.
He can say
I
that.
was agreeing with him.
Oh, okay. What were you gonna say, Mr. Flanagan?
Nah, I'm saying. I'm in the green zone.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say something
You know
too.
what I'm saying? Listen.
A $76. Wait a minute. What's the other dude that was it the tech guy who's running said he want to give everybody over 18 when we turn $18,000 a month just because? Well, I forgot his name. He's running. He's running. He's running. He's an Asian guy. He's a tech guy. I can't think. Is it Alex something?
Yeah, it is. I can't remember his last name either.
Not Wakeen.
I'd rather take some land. I'd rather take some land. You
Yeah,
take some
yeah.
land, that's a lot better for me. Give me a piece of something I can build on real quick.
But
I'd take
$1,000 a month though?
But how much
Give
are
me
they gonna
that.
tax
Give me
that
the
money?
van. I'm gonna
Give
do
me
something with the
some
van
land.
after a while.
Well, he said $1,000, but the $1,000 a month wasn't just the black people. It's just anybody. Yeah, because they're not building no more land.
Merino Valley.
It's a lot of land out there actually, so it just depends on what piece they want to give me, you know, and I can buy whatever else around it.
Okay. It's land.
Take that.
Come on, tell them Wizdom it's land.
Yeah.
Well,
Listen, don't forget, man, they still building. Every day they building, man. They gonna build until there ain't no trees left on this earth, man.
you're a mess. We sure thank you for calling. Go ahead. What were you saying? Or you were just laughing? Thank you for calling and talking to us. Oh, tell it y'all. Go ahead. Knock knock. Oh, what's that?
Man, that was deep.
That property they don't want nobody else to have.
Oh, I'm like, I said, well, I'm like, what's that? Okay.
Yeah, that's it.
All land is good land.
Oh man.
Let me get it. I sit on it.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Please, thank you for calling in.
Hey, good looking hair.
You too. Don't stop listening now, okay?
Oh,
Okay.
yes.
He done been back. This is the second time,
This
babe.
second time. That's my double back.
Okay, Aaron, absolute.
So promo.
Thank you so much, Aaron Absolute, and Miss London from LA for calling in. We really appreciate it. The next subject we were news subject we were speaking about was Marsha Jones. You all heard anything about Miss Jones?
Yeah, I have.
You have. No, you don't know anything about Miss Jones? Well, Marsha Jones. Says you know about Marsha Jones?
Mm-mm.
You don't? Okay. Marsha Jones is a young lady who is 27 years old in Alabama. She was 5 months pregnant, and she got into an altercation last December with another young lady by the name of Ebony Jemison over her baby's father. And they got into a fight, and Marsha allegedly started the fight, and which caused Ebony to, I guess, get her gun, and she shot her in the stomach, and she killed the baby. Initially, Ebony, who was the assailant or the lady with the gun who shot her, was arrested. But because we know that month before last in May, Alabama has passed the most strictest abortion laws in the country, what some would call them absurd. That the young lady who was pregnant, Marsha Jones, was then charged with manslaughter because the grand jury indicted her with manslaughter because they said she is the one who started the fight, which provoked Ebony to have to defend herself, and because she started the fight, she didn't have any care for her child, so she was the one who was arrested and indicted and is currently incarcerated. The DA is trying to figure out whether they're going to charge her with manslaughter, whether they're going to lessen the charge, or whether they are going to drop it completely.
I mean, that's unfortunate. I mean, right. God damn, like,
You speak.
Right.
I really am at a loss for words.
And she faces up to 20 years in prison if she's convicted of manslaughter.
I
Yeah.
don't think they're going to proceed, though.
You don't?
No, I don't think so.
They always looking for some type of headlines or something. You know what I mean? It's always somebody getting off from something that's just so obvious. You know what I mean? Like, they look for stuff to do to irritate, you know, in a certain way. Like, look at Zimmerman. Like, that was a clean, clear case of stupidity. You know what I mean? But they still let it draw and drag out for no reason. And it was clear. You know, I think that the government does that, or city officials do that that's their own way of getting their social media clout.
Really? You think the government officials is worried about social media clout?
I mean, come on now, like the president tweet.
Well, this is the first time we've had somebody in that particular position that does that.
Yeah, it's a lot of people. You know, it's a different world nowadays. You know? So, I mean, it's clear. Like, people getting shot clean and clear on camera, bam, by the police, and then it's like police don't even go to jail for it. You know?
Do you think they're just trying to send some sort of message or make some example out of her?
Of course.
Absolutely.
Because of this law they've put across?
Of course. I mean, it's the first law. Come on now, this is their time to just be like, you know, it's like in school, right? They want to show, they want to show their authority, or like they want to use you as an example because you might be a gang leader in high school. You know what I'm saying? It's like sometimes it feels like that.
That's what that is.
Because the lieutenant, one of the police officers said that Marsha, who was shot, she's not a victim of a shooting because she started this fight. So Ebony Jemison, these are two black girls, was just protecting herself. And so her lawyers, and also there's another women's right group who is saying that If this had been a situation where this had been a white person, you wouldn't have that stance. If you wouldn't say that she was, if the girl that was shot, that was carrying a baby, was white, you wouldn't say that she was not the victim of a shooting if somebody else had shot her, if especially it was another black girl. And they're saying that if this, and her lawyer's trying to get her exonerated, and there are a lot of different agencies who are trying to get her exonerated as well, because they're saying that this is another example of how Alabama is making the fetus more important than the woman. And that once you are a woman and you're pregnant, your only responsibility is to have a baby. So then that they're saying that if this goes through, then they can prosecute a woman for being pregnant if she takes a drink or even if she has inadequate prenatal care. Then they can just say, you know what, manslaughter, you're not doing what you're supposed to do.
Right. Yeah. That's crazy.
It's very unfortunate.
It is.
It's unfortunate, especially for all these laws to be being passed, and the women's movement and them coming into their power and saying we're fed up with all this stuff that's going on. This is what we respect. This is what we demand. And then these people in these higher places, they're like, okay, well now we finna mess you up, and we're gonna take away a right that you as a woman have. And that's nobody can tell you like if you can have a baby or when to have a baby or how to have a baby. Like, yes, there's some unfortunate situations, but if you have a baby, it is your responsibility. But if somebody comes in and literally harms you and kills your baby, how can you say that this person like did this?
Right.
She was the aggressor, right?
No, what they're saying is, so
she was
the pregnant woman was the aggressor, was the one that took the fight. And
well, they're saying that she allegedly, so we have to say alleged because we were not there. We don't want to get sued. They're saying that she allegedly started the fight.
She started the fight and she got shot in her stomach.
She allegedly started the fight, and because everybody said, even the police are saying allegedly started the fight, and because the only testimony they have is that of her and Ebony, and no one has talked to the baby daddy. He was there.
I'm gonna say this: if it does come out, nobody was there. If it does come out that she was the aggressor, then it's like, you why would you put yourself in that position?
Yeah, that's
you gotta think. That goes back to us being adults. Again, you're an adult. You put yourself in position, and you're pregnant. You got to think about. You got to put your child. You got to think about the fact that you're pregnant. You can, think about, getting into an altercation with anybody about anything, whether you've been stressed out or in an argument. Like that's putting stress on the baby. You know what I'm saying? So
how far along was she?
5 months.
Man,
that's
what I'm saying. That's it.
Yeah.
Well.
I don't know. That's tough. That's damn on that one.
I will never agree with the state that says that that's women's fault for that. But I do understand what you all are saying. The only way I'm looking at it is from.
She was negligent. Was she not negligent?
Right, but the only thing I'm saying is that
allegedly.
Allegedly negligent.
You already know how this went down.
Okay, but
Wizdom, if you could, thank you. Thank you, Wizdom. If we can just be honest for a minute and know everybody up here has been irresponsible and has done something in the heat of a passion, because we already said that it was the girlfriend, it was the baby mama, it was the baby daddy, and who was pregnant her, and the side chick. So y'all know how that went down. So nobody up here can sit up here on a high horse and say, "Oh, she was irresponsible." Thank you. Right there. Right there.
But the point is,
right there.
She was the aggressor, and she's pregnant, and you got shot. I mean, whose fault is that?
What kind of
they can twist it.
Well,
they can twist it any way they want to. Frankly,
they can.
I'm not saying that it's right, but you put yourself in that situation.
We've all put ourselves in situations that we probably shouldn't have, but it doesn't mean that we want to be persecuted. Everybody has made, maybe not that, but maybe not that, but everybody has been in a situation where they've acted out of passion or of heat or if something was going. Because they said that she was the aggressor, but we don't know. It is, but everybody has been there at some point.
That doesn't excuse the behavior.
Doesn't excuse it, but we can't sit in the seat of judgment by saying she this. You have to think about it from all perspectives.
I'm gonna be honest. There is no really clear perspective of having a child in your stomach.
5 months,
and then you go grab your gun.
She didn't grab a gun. Someone grabbed a gun against her. She didn't have a weapon.
But you put yourself in a position to get yourself hurt. because that's we talking about beef, and everybody understands with beef. Everybody understands an altercation. So if you're pregnant, you put yourself in a heated argument or a situation. You have to remember that you're pregnant. You have to be bigger. The mindset was too small in this situation.
She was probably expecting a girl not to even react that way.
For sure.
Yeah. And I wonder, did she even have to use a gun?
Right.
That's two sides. Like,
Come on now. I mean, we have to use our whole. We have to
go to that extreme, like, man.
For the person who's
If
pregnant,
you knew that she was pregnant too, without
and you shot her dead in the stomach.
that's intent.
That's intent.
Right.
Like so,
That's intent, and so who knows how the situation could have been? She could have been there with the baby daddy, and Ebony could have ran. We don't know what happened. She could have ran up on her, and she could have just came through her. You know, the situation. She might have. Nobody's speaking up. Nobody is speaking up. Nobody's speaking up. So and then so also that she is pregnant. So hormones are everywhere. She might be feeling all kind of ways. And then in Alabama, she gonna be feeling some sort of way. And they was at the dollar store. That's where they was at. They was at the dollar store. I ain't lying. The dollar store. She could have been with the dude. She could have been with the dude, and the girl could have.
You couldn't just beat her in the head. I'm not condoning that. But did you have to use a gun? You could have avoided the stomach altogether.
She could have.
In the south, they guns first.
Well, yeah.
In the south, it's guns first.
Yeah.
You're right.
I'm not saying I agree or disagree with what happened. I'm just saying that I think it's extreme for the state to charge her with manslaughter in this particular situation, because there are crimes of passion that are on the books, and therefore a reason, because every human being has acted out of passion and not thinking on some level to some degree. Maybe not that extreme, but we've all been like, and they say, well, fuck it, because we all know that sometimes we rationalize things by just saying it's better to ask for forgiveness and permission. So sometimes we just, we act out. And I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying she should have not thought about that. But some shit was.
I think the DA is gonna proceed with prosecuting her. That's what I was reading. That they're probably more than likely not.
Oh, you read about? I thought you didn't know about it.
I did.
Okay.
I just was letting you talk, boo.
Oh, okay. Well, let's go to a song. So, unless somebody has anything else they want to talk about, say about it.
Free her till they free her.
Free her till they free. Well, I think she's out on bond. She's out on bond. Because this happened in December. She had like a $50,000 bond, so she's out on bond. And they're just trying to figure out whether or not, which is odd, because if this happened in December and the law didn't pass till May, it makes you think, were they just holding on to this because they knew this was going to happen? I mean, they knew they were cooking up these cooking up these laws. Yeah. Laws don't just come out of the blue one day and just happen to come on the books. It makes you think.
It's possible.
But I guess we can go to a little song and then come back and talk to these men. What was that? Welcome back. We're talking. I'm sorry. I didn't want my cord to make your paper fly up. We are back and talking to Mr. Wakeen and Mr. Flanagan and Mr. Wizdom.
Yeah.
About everything, and this is where we get deep. And maybe superficial as well. Whatever comes up, let it be that. But we are talking to you, gentlemen, because we want to know about the black man's point of view. I wanted to actually read something that Dr. Lawrence Rashid had wrote. He said, black men in America are the most despised, most stereotyped, most disregarded, the most policed and most feared people in this country, most likely to be poor, more likely to be undereducated, more likely to be discriminated against, more likely to live without their fathers, more likely to suffer from mental health issues, more likely to be locked up in prisons, and more likely to be murdered than any other people in America.
Outside of those last two,
Mm-hmm.
I felt it.
Every last.
You did?
Every single one.
Dr. Rashid is the person, he does he does a symposium on black men's health issues, mental health, and it's actually going to be next Saturday, the next one in Antioch, California. But that's what he wrote. And for myself, I kind of added on to that. For myself, I put the world, namely the United States, is fearful of black men, willing to lock you up, comfortable with the control of you in arts and in sports, but unwilling to collaborate with you in order to comply with the stereotypes portraying you as ancient infidels and gangsters, but are willing to sex you to sleep.
I swear.
That's deep.
That was my take on it.
That's true. That's exactly. Like I said, between those two, excerpts, yours and his, like, I felt every one of those except them last two. I mean, of course, growing up in South LA, getting bumped up by the law and all that stuff, and you have your little run-ins, but
right,
but yeah, I felt being despised, discriminated against, feared, disrespected, everything like that. You know what I'm saying? Just because it comes with the territory, especially in this climate now.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like my man just said, you got police officers with body cams killing us, and getting off, or getting paid, leave, all that. It's ultimate disrespect.
Ultimate.
All that. So, in America, the black man is absolutely misunderstood in totality.
What misunderstanding would you do that points out to you personally? Would you like to clarify?
Overall,
just whatever.
Oh, okay. So, a misunderstanding of a black man is that we aren't, we're lazy. A lot of us are lazy. And I'm not going to sit up here and lie and say that there aren't lazy men, but to just categorize it and say black men are the most lazy. But you know what I'm saying?
They like to say that.
They like to say that. But I think that's misunderstood with not having opportunity or having encouragement.
Ooh, right there. Say it.
The right team or having the right people around you to push you and put you in the right direction. So honestly, you have to tell yourself everything that you need to hear. You know what I'm saying? I've had to. I didn't grow up with a dad. So that's a part of this excerpt too. You know
right.
What I'm so, and my dad stayed probably like 10 minutes away from me.
Wow.
Don't want nothing to do with me. You know what I'm saying? That's his business, and that's cool, whatever. But that's why I'm making my business to be.
But you've reconciled with that.
Absolutely, within myself.
Oh
yeah. Okay. I mean, peace. God is good. You know what I'm
saying? Come on. He said,
"I'll
be a father to the fatherless." So, amen.
And not only that, God has blessed me with the opportunity to be a father too. So I make it my business.
That's right.
And do everything that mine didn't. But getting back to the misunderstanding, we don't have a lot of people that push us and do this. You know what I'm saying? Where we sit together and are able to chop it up. I mean, build it up and chop it down. You know what I'm saying? So. That's how I say the lazy mindset is misunderstood because we're not presented with the opportunity that others have.
Right.
And to
you got it, bro. I really like what you said because I think that was just enlightening for a lot of people, especially for the black man himself. Because you said something that I think that was really important.
You talking about Christopher?
Yes.
Sorry.
That even though your father wasn't there, you made it a point to be a great man yourself, right? Yeah. So I think that the enlightenment that is happening throughout our community is that we are waking up to a different level of a thought process, right? Like stuff that has already happened, we're able to actually see the wrong before us, so we can actually do right in the future, right?
Come on, Wizdom. That's why your name Wizdom. Come on.
And then just just pushing yourself. I think that more black men are starting to be more successful because the knowledge and information is at an all-time high that, if you give somebody a craft and they practice it enough, something's gonna happen, so I thought that was real cool, man, that you know what I'm saying, like you're able to embody certain situations and things that better.
Let my man jump in, but it is important to adopt mentalities. If you're a black man, you gotta. If you don't have the mentality, adopt it. Then you can make it. Then you could make it your own. You feel me? Yeah. That's just like the adoption process in general. Like, think about parents or people that just want kids or want something. Black men, we want everything. We want this, we want that, but you know, when it comes time to adopt it, we gotta adopt it and nurture it. You know,
I believe that.
Right.
I believe that.
And to piggyback on what they both were saying, another misunderstanding I feel, and actually disadvantage that the black man, young, old has is we didn't have like that space where you could just talk like you were saying, like. And we were taught to like, you don't talk about your feelings, you don't, you know, you don't show your emotions, like you don't cry, you don't do all of these things. And then when you get older, it's like, it's actually not a bad thing to cry or show my emotions or feel frustrated or, you know what I'm saying? I don't have to express it in anger. Like I can, I'm human, I have.
Or bottle it up.
Yeah, I don't have to bottle it up and stuff it down and then wait till a ginormous volcanic explosion. It's kind of like I can go to somebody and talk. But
Isn't that teaching passive aggression though?
To talk to somebody?
No, to say bottle it up and don't say nothing at all, period, and then you have to explode. That's what passive aggressive is.
But that's what black men are taught, like as kids, especially in South Central, in the inner cities. You know, especially if you don't have parentals like mother, father, all that stuff. It's kind of like you're a young man. Young men don't cry.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If you scrape your knee or if you fall or whatever, like,
tough it up.
Wipe yourself off. You good. Throw some salt on it. You okay? Yeah.
Not duct tape. Because they do. Because they do.
For real, like we didn't have like, you know, I mean, we'd be running through the Band-Aids. I mean, we had to get some toilet paper.
And some scotch tape.
You know? But it's so funny though because I think that also translates into how we treat our women, you know.
Come on.
Because not opening up and being able to talk to someone, you know, you take your frustration out differently. At least for me, I think that was one way that I was like always kind of taking out my frustration on, you know, maybe certain women. You know what I mean?
Right,
like not being
right.
able to get across exactly how I was feeling or thinking. It took me a long time to be like, it's okay to show my emotions or, you know, to step up and let her know how I'm feeling. And I can do that with a woman. You know what I'm saying? And
all right, come on.
you know what I'm saying?
Wizdom, you giving me chills down here. Don't do that. Because you're speaking the truth. But I'm saying because it's the truth. It's the truth.
No, it's real.
And you don't hear men say that. I make it a conscious effort for every child, but especially the young black children that are in my life that I have any kind of influence on. I always tell them, go feel what you need to feel. Because I think it's a form of abuse to tell, especially a young boy, to man up. How do you tell a child to man up? They don't know what that is. Feel what you need to feel. Go, and if we don't want to be bothered, go feel it in the corner. Then come back when you're ready to rejoin the rest of the people. But feel your emotions.
And I think that's what's happening now. As the transition is happening, it's kind of like parents are starting to kind of give their kids a little room to actually express their feelings.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, no, that's I make it a point tonight to even in my fatherhood journey is to always let Carter know that you have your opinion. You know,
Carter's his baby. He's adorable. He's on Instagram.
He's opinionated, for sure. But I make it you know when he feels his feelings, feel it, man. Go ahead. You know what I'm saying? We'll work it out. But that's just the whole thing. Yeah, but also I did want to say this: the value of the black man too is also in question too, just because we're in a climate now where a lot of women are starting to really, you know, make their own money and do their own thing. And in the decades past, it was always, you know, the man goes and gets the money, come home and do that. Now you got the women who are like, I got my own bag. What you gonna do? You know what I'm saying? What you got now? You know what I'm saying?
It's making a lot of men stand up though.
It's making a lot of men insecure though.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
And it should.
A woman being independent makes a man insecure.
Oh no! It'll make certain men question their.
Wow.
If they're not strong enough.
If they're not, I'm just telling you, this is real. This is the real thing. You know, certain men are like trying to find their identity because it's like, damn, if I don't have money or if I don't have status, what's gonna get her attention? You know what I'm saying? But that's why depth and being spiritually connected is important. And being able to be spiritually transparent between, you know, someone else is a blessing. But that's too.
All right, very strong. I was gonna say, bro. I backed out of like at least maybe 2 or 3 relationships.
That's
Why?
A+
Due
talking.
Due to the fact that I just felt like I wasn't established.
Do you understand? That's the stagnant.
And
That's
no
what I'm
lie, all 3 of the
Wow.
women was like, I don't care about that. Like I want to be with you.
But
But I felt like I
Oh.
couldn't be in the situation if I can't even bring 50%.
My dog.
I
See
just
what I'm
I would
saying?
feel like less of a man. You know what I mean?
Feel me,
That's
bro?
it.
Solid. That's what I'm talking about. Exactly what I'm
In case you can't see, they're dapping.
But that's my point, though, is that we'll get in our own way and get on our own.
Get in your
head
own way.
because we feel like, man, I still got. I'm not there yet. I'm not there yet. But to them it don't matter. But to us, it means everything. But
Because you don't want.
Well, you want to be a provider. Like we
Yeah,
hunters, man. We
absolutely.
naturally
Absolutely.
like
You don't
that,
wanna-
right?
absolutely,
So
absolutely.
you definitely don't want to be in a relationship because money plays a big part too.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
like
what I'm saying.
we can't do this or we can't do that. You don't want to keep, but at the same time, like as a man, you got to take that time out for yourself.
Yeah.
You got to build yourself.
Yeah.
You got to find yourself.
Yeah.
And everybody got to take that time out. Like you can't get mad at somebody or be upset because somebody has to take the time out for themselves.
Right.
Yeah.
But what if, but the mentality of the whole situation about who you are choosing as a helpmate makes a big difference too, because like you said, the women that you said didn't care. Well, Pauletta Washington didn't care about supporting Denzel all the way through. She got coin before him.
Yeah.
She put him through everything,
That's
and now
right.
look because for some women it's an investment.
But that's
It is an investment.
But that's why that brings discernment into the key, because if you don't discern accordingly, you're not gonna know what door to open. You know what I'm saying? Denzel was in tune and tapped in spiritually.
Yeah.
That's
So
why
where
I
he-
said spiritual connection counts, and he knew that he could trust Pauletta with that. A lot
Okay.
of men are kind of bottled up. Don't show emotion.
Are
Why?
not spiritually
But
connected.
It's not
Uh-huh.
spiritually connected and in tune with their spirit and themselves to be able to convey their emotion and say, look, baby, this is just what it is. I'm working on what I'm trying to do and building this empire brick by brick. I'm not in the fast life. I'm not trying to do it. I'm taking the stairs.
You either gonna rock or
You
you
take
not.
it with me?
Yeah.
Like,
But the investment came in because she's like, you don't have to take the stairs. I got the money for the elevator.
that's what I'm saying.
And so what we gonna do is we gonna do what needs to
He
be
was
done,
tapped
and
in.
it has to be an understanding, and it didn't always. I agree with you about the spiritual connection, but this is a person this is a man who's done interviews saying that he's
Yeah.
actually cheated on her before,
Yeah.
more than once.
yeah.
But the understanding was, we gonna do what we gotta do.
Absolutely.
It's an
But
investment.
but she stood next to him.
She sure did.
Them is vows. You feel me? Sickness and health.
Do you think I think it's more than vows
It's
though.
different going
Hold on.
into.
What
it's
is the
different
value
going
of a
into a
relationship?
situation?
Ooh.
Would you say
I
wisdom?
believe it's different going into a situation.
Okay.
Versus you already.
In it.
Yeah, you locked in. I mean, that's a different kind of bond.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True.
Especially for all them
So,
years.
you come into the
Yeah.
situation, she got her shit, stuff all the way put together.
I'm sorry. You can say that. It's fine. I just hit my pen. I'm sorry.
It's just when somebody has their stuff all the way put together and
Uh-huh.
then you come into that situation,
Yeah.
right? You want to bring something to the table naturally.
Yeah.
If you can't, you sometimes pull yourself a little bit out of the situation just
Yeah.
due to the fact that, you probably might spend a little bit more time working on yourself.
Right.
You can't really focus on her. You can't give her the whole 100%.
Real talk.
So,
Sacha?
Investment ego pool.
Look, I want to shift gears.
Come on.
I have a question about the N-word and
Mm.
the N-word in public, and how do you feel when other cultures use the N-word? Are you offended?
Do we talk? Oh no,
offended?
we talked about cussing. Go ahead.
Yeah, we spoke about
Our cussing.
but
That would be a
specifically
good show.
this
About
N-word.
cussing?
No, but we had a show about the N word. I mean cussing though. We're talking about the N word.
So how do you use it publicly? I'm speaking in terms of publicly. How do you feel about the word?
Publicly meaning not when they're not with other black men.
Right.
Gentlemen, she's talking to you.
You are using with non-black men?
Mm-hmm.
Nah, I try not to. I mean, it's
try not to?
Or even in the presence of.
in the presence. I mean, no, because I'm not really around a lot of non-black people.
Okay. Okay, come on, Lamar. Come on.
It's not like
That's understandable. Hey, that's your
around
choice.
Like that, but nah, I really am not a fan of other people using it. You know what I'm saying? I know it's like hypocritical because it's like, damn, I try not to even use it, but
Why is it hypocritical?
well, because I mean, I don't like it being used, but I shouldn't use it myself. Like,
Got it.
You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? Like,
Okay.
I'm about to condemn somebody for saying the N word, and I'm like right there, like,
Right.
that's weird to me. So I mean, I try and like refrain myself from saying it, but I'm not a fan of it. I try and like, I don't police it either though. I'm like, hey, you know, you can't say that.
Right.
So you're okay if other cultures use it in front of you?
They don't use it too. So
Wait till I leave the room.
Okay, so then no.
So then they can't say it in front of you?
In front of me, nah. Yeah, I'm gonna definitely be like, look, bro, like, yeah, really?
Alex?
That's a no-go for me.
Around you? I mean, you use it
can't-
either?
No. I'm gonna say that I use the
In private?
Yeah, when I'm with my people. you
Okay.
know, it may slip out when I'm around some
Naturally.
Americans. You know.
Oh, when
You
you're
said when you're around
Right.
non?
I said it may slip out. You know. It just
Really?
Yeah. Because
Really? Because
it's-
you use it that frequently?
It's a cut, and yes, I would say that in a way of
endearment.
yeah, like
that's endearing.
But
it's just like,
that's how this is how I look at it and how I was raised and grew up around it.
Okay.
We knew the separation, so we knew the different connotations, the A, the ER.
Right.
You knew that when you were around like your people, your family and stuff, if your cousin like, oh, this my little, you know, like that's cool. You you're around your big homies and you're around your boys, like this my, you know what I'm saying? And if you are around,
Which would be considered private.
Yeah.
Okay.
But sometimes there may be a African American who's in the circle with African Americans.
Mm-hmm.
You can say black people. That's a long time.
Right.
Because I say black.
That's gonna make him be like, man, look, man, I
Right.
was around these black people.
Right. Do you think it should be okay to say it?
Oh
then?
no, I shut it down.
Oh.
I still shut it down. So like I let it be known like you can't.
You can't ever use that term.
No.
I asked Jason before, who is 16. I asked him before. I said, because you listen to the music they listening to, and I was taking
Jason?
my little cousin. I was taking him and his friends to Six Flags one day, and they were listening to the music in the car. And let them listen to the car. He always listens to clean version of music. He don't listen to it in his ear, but when he's with me, he listens to the clean version. But I know when he's with his friends, he's not. I said, do you listen to this with your friends? It's music, and there's they just whatever. And he says yes. I said, do you listen to those particular songs that say those lyrics in them with them? Because most of his friends are not black. And he said to me at the time, yes. I said, don't do that. I said, because you are giving them permission to say it to, about, and around you.
That's real. I'm like,
Don't do that.
That's facts.
Because you telling him because he's in the car.
Because he's black. When he's listening to his friends, period.
Yeah, you're giving him a license to be.
You're giving him a license to do
yeah,
that.
Go ahead, man. That's cool.
And that's where her point. That's where the other cultures get it from. They get licensing from us.
Yeah, nah, absolutely. I mean, I don't. That's why I try not to. When I'm not around when I'm in the industry, I hold. I'm like it's whatever. I really don't even say much. But when I'm around my folks, yeah, like in terms of endearment, frustration, all that.
Right.
It's a universal term, like just like
even the inference of it, because I know to me it still burns me to this day when I hear people say Bill Clinton was the first black president. I'm like, that. Why do you keep saying that? That's not the case.
First of all, no.
But we say that.
Yeah, no.
We say that. We've been saying that. Black people been saying that.
Yeah.
Some of y'all maybe look at. But when he got but people have been saying you can let it go because it's gonna fall again. But they say that, and so I think that's kind of like almost like the same thing. What were you gonna say, Sacha?
Wisdom's perspective.
Oh, go ahead.
I'm a little bit backwards, just a little bit.
You said backwards?
Yeah, with the conversation. I grew up in a predominantly white school.
Okay.
So I probably heard it from every point of view.
Really?
And the Hispanic community says
They do.
a lot.
They do. That frustrates me.
If you're Egyptian, you were basically the first saying.
Really?
Yeah.
Coming from I would.
Egyptians are the first. They call them saying it. You know what I mean? So, to be totally honest, it's like it goes a little deeper than a lot of people probably even know. Just because I used to spend a lot of time with a few Egyptians.
Okay.
And again, I come from predominantly white schools, so I kind of heard it all, even just with closer friends. Right?
Jeez, even from white people?
Well, you got a few white friends that super act and grew up black. You know what I mean?
But that gives them the pass.
It doesn't.
Come on.
No, let me finish.
You see her wheels down there, turn her eyes squint. You saw her eyes squint. She was like, "Wait a minute."
I'm just going through a little cycle right now.
Right. We with you.
Basically, it doesn't make it right, but also we really give the pass because it gets bigger when we just talk about rap music itself.
Come on. And the culture.
Yeah. So even the song we listening to, right?
Yep.
Right?
That's the name of the song you listening to.
Yeah.
Okay.
I already know.
With the instrumental, because if you hadn't had the instrumental, Sacha was gonna be like, "Could you change that?"
But this is the thing. It's like, you see how we just actually give the pass through the music, and the music is the most influential. Really, the words that it just said is just. It's strong, right? And when we give that pass for people to sing the song, and then we get mad at them because all of the Native American kids are singing it on the bus, and they tape it, and then we crucify them. But it really, why was the music made like that? So we got to go for a bigger. I'm not saying that it's okay for our culture. I mean, it's not okay for a different culture to say it, but it's like we really are giving the pass because all of our songs feature that.
Let me see some backup for a minute, Christopher.
And it's not okay.
Right here.
I mean,
Let me tell you some wisdom. We right here because we're the only culture who allows it. You can't say nothing about no Jewish person, no Mexican person, they will tear you down. But you can say that it about us all day long, and it's all good because it's just a part of the culture.
It's a part of the culture. Not only that, if you say something, then you're angry.
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying? Oh,
ain't that
something?
It's weird.
Because I think I think for most of it, for myself and for Sacha as well, and I may be overstepping, but people say it, and I'm like, okay, you say it, whatever. I can't stop you from saying it, but I can stop you from absolutely saying it around me. Don't do that. Not while I'm right. Like you said, let me go.
Yeah, let me.
Because that's what y'all doing. And if there's a bunch of y'all outnumbered, I'm gonna go ahead and go. I'm gonna go ahead and go. Because I'm not okay with it. And I'm gonna let you know I'm not okay with it. So I'm gonna leave.
Yeah.
No, I agree. I totally agree. Like it shouldn't be said around anybody. You know, but you gotta remember when that song come on,
you gonna say it.
Everybody in the club.
I'm checking everybody. I'm
You do. You looking to see who said it.
The first time you hear it.
But you know what? But most of us hear it from. Most of us have heard it from people raising us, our parents. And I make it a very conscious decision again for the young, for the young. But I'm saying most of us, not all. But you hear people saying it. But I make it a conscious effort to not say, and I tell them, don't let nobody call you that ever. Yeah. Nobody.
But you didn't answer the second part of the question.
What's the second?
Are you okay, or do you say it in front of non-black people? Do you personally use the word in front of non-black people?
No.
Okay.
I don't. I always try to watch my mouth, I think that's really important. I think you're supposed to display a certain kind of character and look when you're in public. So I think that's very important to uphold. And but when you around the homies,
the homies, that's different.
Yeah, the vibe. But see, it shouldn't be different. It's like,
come on.
You should, if you're gonna hold,
that's
if you're gonna keep a standard, you
bro.
should keep a standard. I mean, it's like you're not being rid of yourself.
Well, no, because my conversation in private with Deshon is totally different than my conversation I would have publicly.
With anybody.
Right, so...
But, okay, so the origin in the word, the N-word, right? Let's just say it like that. The N-word comes from a a term that was used because we were slaves, right?
Come on,
Right.
a derogatory term,
Yeah,
right?
it's a derogatory term.
Don't talk to whole.
So why even say it to your friends if we knew it was such a derogatory? So I don't think we would like it if we was getting whipped and we was picking
I'm gonna tell
cotton
you
at
why,
the
because
time.
the A is different than the ER.
No, it's not. And I agree with you. I agree with you, Wizdom. We made it different because people have gone under the guise of saying, you know what? We say with the we don't say the ER, we say it with the A because we're taking the word back. But taking the word back would have to infer that we owned it in the first place, and we
I'm
didn't.
not saying it's right.
We never called ourselves that.
I'm just telling you, when people say that, you know, the ER is a whole
It's
different-
an adaptation.
Black people always,
you know, we always
nickname it. That's
Right. It's the right.
Jermaine.
We call.
I'm not saying that it's right, but I'm just saying that ER is just it hit different than the little A.
It do.
But
Yeah.
You would even let it slide, probably.
yeah,
Like
if you heard somebody even remotely something that rhyme with it, you over here, you gonna check. You
Right,
gonna check.
right.
Trigger.
Right.
So
Sacha say hi to Vonda. Vonda said hi. She said
Hi, Vonda.
she said the N word is cursing in public.
I agree.
It is.
She said it's cussing in
Yeah, I
public.
agree.
I agree.
Got a testimony about that.
Okay.
So a couple years ago, I went to the Watch the Throne tour with Jay-Z and Kanye.
Yeah.
At the Staples Center.
Okay.
And Kanye performed All of the Lights, right?
Uh-huh.
Grammy nominated song. And everybody knows about that line where he talks about MJ gone.
Right.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
He made it a point to stop right then and there.
Uh-huh.
He was like, black people, yo, we gotta give them a pass. This is a Grammy nominated song. You feel me? And mind you, when you go to concerts,
Who
it's
said
not-
it?
Kanye West.
Who?
Right.
Kanye West.
Okay.
But when you go to concerts and stuff like that,
I just was making sure
you don't see
the
too
friends
many
were
black
clear.
people. So it was just really a trip where he had to go ahead and stop.
Man,
and
give
make
you a
it point
disclaimer.
to like, hey, black people that's present, let's give these people a pass. This is a Grammy nominated song. I would like for everybody to sing along. And it was a trip. MJ gone and the whole stadium.
You already.
Our nigga dead, and I'm over here looking at my wall.
You looked at your roll? You looked at your roll?
I didn't even say them. I didn't even say
Man,
them. I was like,
either. I'd have just been like,
So so do you think it would have taken anything away from the song being Grammy nominated if he would have stopped the song and said, we gonna say something different tonight? Because we ain't mixing up. Do you think that would have been a different? But do you think that would have been a more respectable approach to show people, you know what? Let's not give people passes, because Michael Jackson had the same person you're talking about, had a song, what was it, Black or White? And he said, and he was referring to, he wasn't saying the word in a bad way, he was saying how they talk about Jewish people that way, and they crucified him for saying that.
let me also say this too.
Because Jews don't let you get away with none of it.
We're very lenient. I think we're very lenient people. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
We let a lot of things slide. We could also revert that all the way back to our homeland. You feel me? When I look at Africa, it's about the collective. We're all about the family or whatnot. You know what I mean? And sometimes I wonder, like, with slavery, how could we allow that to happen? You know what I mean? It's because, we allow people to come in, you feel me? And people take advantage of that. And I agree. I think...
But are you saying...
I'm trying to give you some historical context just about our peoples, you know what I mean?
But you said we allowed slavery to happen?
I didn't say that we allowed it. I'm questioning how we allowed it to happen.
To come in.
Like, how come we weren't strong enough to, like, defend our
But that's
land?
what you're saying, that
You know
it
what I'm
was
saying?
allowed.
yeah.
You said what?
But essentially you're saying that it was allowed. You said
Well,
how
I don't know
could we
what
allow?
it is, whether we allowed it or not.
Well, I think it was maybe a situation like with Native Americans when people came, when the others came, white people came over here, and they allowed them in because they were trying to show them a different way, and then they turned it around and flipped it and took advantage of the situation. I think they found a weakness in Native Americans, and I think they found one of the greatest weaknesses was we're willing to let you in.
Absolutely.
Isn't that how we got
We're
9/11?
inviting for sure.
Same thing with the church situation.
Yeah.
With that white boy. You feel
Dylan
me? Like,
Roof.
he was over here congregating with the people. And
Had Bible study.
Started killing everybody. You know what I'm saying?
All 9 of them.
Yeah.
I'm
What were you saying?
I'm
Go
curious
ahead.
to this.
We gotta.
Could it happen now?
Absolutely. What could happen now?
And this is what I'm asking is, when you said, how could we basically allow that to happen, right? Like, how did that happen?
Yeah.
But could we be put in slavery now?
Yes.
Already in slavery, low-key.
I think it still
Yeah.
should happen
Level.
today.
Yeah.
I think it would
would
be a lot more resistance, though.
It would be
Resistance
because
of what?
we're more
Slavery?
informed. Information kills all of that because we weren't informed about our power in that time. So the allowance was, or the tolerance was, we
As far as
tolerated
what?
so much.
Slavery.
Slavery. We weren't informed. There was no information for us. Look at we're in the age of information now, which is why there would be, what you just say? There would be what?
Well, a lot of resistance.
Resistance.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
There's no way anybody six here gonna hold it down to some degree because you know what I'm saying.
That's a fact.
That's what I'm saying. Six people in 1800, 6 people gonna be like, man, what we gonna do? Because they don't have the information.
Right.
But again, the numbers like my random been said, numbers don't mean nothing because you had one person, you had a Harriet Tubman, that was one. You had a
processing it, I guess is what I'm saying.
Because all of the Martin Luther King, even a little.
That's one.
That came. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. But slavery,
it took a time. It wasn't people
for it to build.
Yeah, it had to build up. But when you talk about allowance, like Africa, a homeland, that's what I'm talking about. There was no information for them. We had to graduate to Martin Luther King's and Malcolm X. Ultimately, is the one who was like, look, y'all need to understand, we powerful.
Right.
Bottom line.
But even with us being as informed as we are now, because we are in the age of technology, do you agree or disagree that it has taken on a new face? It is not the same way.
Multiple faces.
Thank you.
Like multiple, not just
people don't want to be informed, and there are a lot of things there are a lot of things I think that the power I think that you're talking about that we don't realize is that on our individual levels, because we think it has to be this grand worldwide thing, but something as small as a podcast called Plop with black men having a voice is a way to get out there that is changing something.
You know what that's called? It's called putting the candy in the medicine. You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
right. You gotta put the candy in the medicine.
That's right. A spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down.
So,
come on.
It'll come, but you gotta feed it to them discreetly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
As far as what?
As
far as my next question.
Go ahead, next question.
It's already 9:30.
Come on, next question.
My next question would be, how do you think we could change the effects of colorism, and what did you experience any of that as a child growing up? Do you still experience that today?
Being like dark skin? Oh, absolutely.
Come on now.
Definitely.
That's what I have right here. Race and racism, negative racial experience from institutionalized, from personal, and internalized racism. Yeah.
I grew up getting scrutinized, talked about, all that, which is why my butterfly stage, which is now, is so I appreciate it so much because you go through the phases. You got to go through the cocoon and be ugly and get grimy first and get talked about. Even now, I deal with it in the industry. Sometimes you get people who
do you really
who book lighter. Yeah, absolutely. I talk about this all the time.
Was it Tory Lanez who just had something where he was doing the video with the girl and the director?
That was
staged.
Right, it was staged. It wasn't even true.
Well, staged or not.
Right.
Yeah.
It made sense. If you have to stage something to teach it, more power to you. Because it was a teaching moment.
Yeah.
It was.
But yeah, to answer your question, I deal with it all the time.
Because even Matthew Knowles said he don't think his daughters would have Beyonce wouldn't have gone far if she was dark skinned.
I mean,
there's some truth to that.
That's colorism, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, the lighter you are, the more privilege you're gonna get. More privilege, like that light and privilege. Like dark is darkness, light is light, dark is dark.
And that sounds good.
You're gonna affiliate what it is, metaphorically or
How come Mary J. Blige ain't got no beehive?
Man,
because she got
Mary J. Blige don't have a beehive because she didn't come from an era of that. Mary J. Blige got some faithful followers because again she is a leader, a queen, and a living legend. Yes, Mary. She changed the whole shit for the. We already know what that did. What were you gonna say, Alan?
I was gonna say in regards to colorism. Being a lighter complexion brother,
a lighter complexion.
I feel like we get it all around full spectrum, because internally, with our brothers, light dark skin, the dark brothers is like, oh, you the privileged one. You know, you in the house, you know what I'm saying? You can get all the toys, you can't do no wrong.
Right.
And this is from real experiences from my brothers, you know. And then, you know, when you go out into the world, even in school and stuff, you're light skinned and you're with, like, you have all these different races and you don't fit in because the blacks are too, like, they're like, you're too light for them. The whites are, you're too black for them. Like, so now you're trying to find your middle ground of like, okay, this is who I am. And then that's when you come into that power of like, I am special and I am unique and I can coagulate with everyone and I can appreciate everyone because I appreciate myself. And I feel like that's one way that the colorism can stop. Because a lot of people, they don't love themselves. They don't like themselves. They don't like to look at themselves. So they'd rather depict this look of ugliness on other people. Well, this person is ugly. This person's nose is like this, or this person is darker. This person's lighter, or whatever it is. Take a look in the mirror. Because when you look in the mirror and you actually start to love yourself and you say, look, I like the young man, the young woman that I'm becoming.
Okay.
You know, not even, like, regardless of all the colorism that you've received, I still love who I am. Now you're able to go out into the world and you can work with everybody of different colors.
Right.
Because you don't see that. Now that's out of your wave. So now you're opening up with love and respect and all this stuff, and then people, if they see it, they should receive it and reciprocate it.
Okay.
When it comes to colorism and internalized racism, and feel free to agree or disagree, I think that it was its inception was by white people, as far as like darker people, lighter people can be in the house and darker people. But I would like to say it's perpetuated by us. I don't think that they buy into it anymore. I think we do more of the. I mean, you can see the hashtags and challenges on Instagram. It's white people not doing that to us. We're doing it to each other. So how do we? How we use about? You know, dark skin, light skin, or and people tell you even tell jokes about it. And talk about you know you the light skin in you know whatever they get this and then you pretty and other ones is like so and so and so and such. Yeah. I mean, do you agree, disagree, or nothing?
Can you rephrase the?
Well, I mean, it wasn't really a question.
No,
I'm just
she was saying,
go ahead.
Do you believe that
it might have been internal?
Right.
For sure, absolutely. Because
more of us who are projected upon each other,
and it goes back to the knowledge and the understanding. Like we don't, the black community wasn't given the information of like their power, like, and you have to figure it out as years went on.
But we know it now,
right?
So we can't keep saying that.
So now that we're knowing this, it's now starting to shift where all the blacks, light, dark, whatever, are starting to find their power, and they're like, I'm really powerful, and we're actually really powerful together. And like, I'm not gonna hate on my brother, I'm not gonna hate on my sister because so many people are dying, because cops are just shooting black men just on GP. So it's like now that we're seeing all this, now we can actually come together, and now we realize our strength, and now we can just be this powerful force that we know that we can be, that we know that we are.
Okay.
So yeah, it does start. It's been internalized within us, and we've been holding everything in, but it's definitely turning.
You have something to say with colorism?
No, I think these fellas basically said everything. I mean,
I have a question. Since we're talking about color and shifting a little bit, relationships. Does it matter if it's black or white?
Oh, I'm not dating outside my race.
Okay.
Why?
It's not. That's just my preference. I don't think that any other race could love me like a black woman. That's just not.
Say that again. But say it low. I'm just joking. I'm being silly.
Sorry, no, I mean it. I'm not taking no jabs at anybody out there.
That's not a jab. It's like you say your preference.
It's just a preference of mine. You know, I tried dating outside my race, and it wasn't for me. I didn't date white, but you know, I dated somebody outside my race.
Oh.
And it didn't work for you.
It didn't work out.
Okay. Alex?
I would like to say, I would really like to say that it doesn't matter, and I love everyone, you know, but I've never dated outside of my race. Never.
I guess I'm the only one, huh?
I can't stand you.
That's why
Wizdom. Get up into the mic and speak your truth. It's okay.
The wisdom.
Yeah, what's happening? I want to hear.
No, you know what I'm saying? It's just, I think I went through a process of just, I dated everyone. Like when I was in school, I looked at everybody. I never discriminated, you know. I went to a predominantly white school, like I said. I mean, I seen Asian girls that look good.
Okay.
I seen Indian girls that look good. I seen black women that look good. I dated everybody. You know,
you let them black, white, yellow, Puerto Rican, and Haitian.
And it's real crazy because you know, to be honest, I've always gotten
Flack?
I've always gotten slack from black women when I tell them I've dated outside of my race, right?
Yeah.
You are like,
what do they say? I mean, no, not what they say. Wait a minute, not what they say. Why? That's what I meant. That's what I meant. Why?
Well, I mean, maybe it's just the way I carry myself or whatever, right?
No. Why did you get flack from black women?
Probably because they thought I just was crossing over or whatever. Just I'm not valuing the black woman. But you have to remember, my sister's black, my mother's black.
Come on,
you black.
I'm black.
Come on.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't take my blackness away from me. Period. Point blank. You don't know how I grew up. Just because I decide to love somebody that is a different color, I might just connect with them at that time. Our vibe might just be good. I might have met her at Wingstop and boom, we just hit it off.
Okay.
The lemon pepper.
The lemon pepper. I felt the lemon pepper too, you know, and just something, you know, like, put like this, you can't stop the way you feel.
That's not true. I disagree.
Wait, say
you can control who you fall in love with because
absolutely. Like you say, it's a preference. They prefer not to do it, you prefer to. You say if you want to, I mean, you say you want to, I respect that.
Yeah, I want to.
But not saying you can't control it.
I'm just saying, like,
because you can't control it.
I can't control who I like regardless of the color if I'm interested in that person. I've been in love with black women.
Okay.
I've been in love with Polish women. I've dated Asian. I've been in love with Asian. It didn't matter. You get what I'm saying? At that point in time, if that was the vibe and that was the energy, that's what I wanted to do.
Okay. So it wasn't that you couldn't control it. You just were open to it from other people.
Because you can control it. We can control everything.
Why do I have to control who I like?
No, I'm not saying you have to. I'm agreeing with you, but taking the word control out of you. See what I'm saying? You're open to it. Like these men, they close off to it.
But
like, why you gonna be so close?
You open to it.
Why are you gonna be so close-minded to just reading one book about one certain subject? I like all subjects.
Okay.
So those who only date black women are closed-minded?
It just depends on if you. For me, I like culture.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
Somebody
certain cultures.
You can't control love.
Certain cultures.
Somebody said you cannot?
You can't control love.
When people say that kind of stuff, okay, let me ask you this question right here. Do you like men?
No.
Okay. You control that, right?
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Because you control that.
You control that.
Because that's not your preference.
Right. Well, I'm open to, I'm open to all.
He's
women.
open to all women. So that's what I'm saying. I agree with what he's saying, what you're saying. But the control is like, okay, not the control portion of it, but it's just like, I think the control word is probably, you can't control it is probably what's throwing the whole thing off. You are not saying you can't control it. What you're inferring is that I'm open to it from whomever.
Yeah.
Whatever race.
Yeah, I'll never stop that. Like,
Got
I
it.
like everyone,
That's okay.
And that's my thing.
But I like that more so than other people's reasoning for, like you have a lot of men who are coming up, especially in the entertainment industry, who have these wonderful black women and they've been there, whatever, and they get on and they're like, bye. Like Kanye say, as soon as you get on.
But it's not even.
It's like that. But no. Not for you. I'm talking about for those who make that a point to do that. Like there was a post I think I saw about was some football player and he was talking about his wife. He went to marry a white girl and they was had time having a baby and they were thanking God for you. So you know what I'm talking about? Or like we're gonna make some more light skinned beautiful babies or and then with YG's comments too. I'm just like, Okay, those are kind of like ignorant. If you want to date these kind of women, then do that.
Yeah.
But don't say that you're doing it just to oppose a black woman. Because then you look foolish.
It's a lot of black men that's really happy with their little white girl.
Yeah.
And that's straight. That's good for you. You feel me? But I'm just saying, like, you know, as far as a relationship goes, I don't see nobody, you know, being able to, you know, make me feel the way a black woman makes me.
Say that again, but say it low. I'm just joking.
And going into the next point, though,
okay.
if you do have a mate that is non-black, do you think that they could really, because we do see a lot of interracial relationships, do you think that they could really speak for the culture? Do you value what they're saying, even though their partner may be of another ethnicity?
What was the side for A+? You want to speak on that?
No, just when you asked that question, made me think of Kim Kardashian and the whole
this Jordan shit with Kim Moore.
The jail situation or whatever.
Oh yeah,
people get out of jail. It just made me think about that.
I mean, look, when you put it in that perspective, is like, okay, okay, so if you're a black man dating a non-black woman, it's basically your job to put her on to what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Especially as it pertains to everything going on culturally, socially, you know, everything, because they're oblivious. They thinking, you know, oh, they're just cool. You know, that's just the whole thing about other cultures and black people. They just think everything we do is cool because we appropriate it and we make it cool.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So if I'm dating somebody who's white or whatever, I'm gonna let her know, look, baby girl, when we step out, I'm gonna get looked at a certain way, woo, or this is what it's gonna happen. We might get this, or this might happen just because this is just how it's happening. So, you know, but when it's used for good, like Kim Kardashian is doing, I respect that. I mean, you know, I don't agree with a lot of stuff that she does, but in terms of this, like,
you agree with her for what? I'm sorry, cause hold on, cause you know them sisters.
Jail reform.
What do you agree with that? What do you agree with?
He said what she's doing
as far as financing it?
Nah, well, jail reform in general. Like,
as far as financing it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, straight up. Like, I think that's cool.
She just wrote checks, baby. Come on. Let's keep it
Ain't
real.
she going to law school, though?
I'm gonna be honest.
She's in law school, right?
No, she's not in law school. She's taking an internship with Van Jones.
But hold on, time out.
Don't spread a lie.
Where are people doing that at? That's all I'm saying. Like, and it being public.
Where do our people? How many of our people have the ability to? Because there are a lot of people who are doing it who don't have to get on social media and sit.
She has a choice too. She don't have to.
But let me finish. What I'm saying is that a lot of people, we have to get off of this thing by saying where are people who are doing it. We don't have to get on social media and say we doing it. We just fucking doing it.
All I'm saying
because those who's doing
it. But she's using her platform. Though.
Yeah.
And not everybody that has a platform is not using that platform.
But you don't.
She's not using no platform. She's writing a check. You don't have to
You don't. But the thing is,
the only
know it's happening. Whether she does it or the person that gets out of jail does it, they gonna tell somebody like them. Man, Kim Kardashian got me off, or somebody.
But she didn't do it. They're two black women lawyers. She's not a lawyer.
Okay,
she's supporting them, and that's great. But I'm saying,
so she's funding the two black lawyers for getting all of it.
Okay,
for doing work they've been doing for years, and they've been turned away from nonprofit organizations.
Does she have to do it? Yes or no?
She doesn't have to.
Does she have to? Yes or no? That's all I'm asking.
The point. No. She doesn't have to do it. But the point.
There it is. That's it.
No, because what you're saying is that she's responsible for doing this, and she's not.
If she's funding,
if she takes on the responsibility to back it,
I'm not even backing her. Like, I really don't even care about this chick. She ain't paying my bills or nothing.
Right.
I'm just saying, this chick is doing something. Her name is tied to it. Like,
okay, I get it. But I guess I agree with you on that. I guess the only thing that kind of got under my skin was the fact that when you said that where are people who are doing it, because that's some fucked up shit to say. Because we are doing it on so many different levels, but all of us are not always just. And I always use this example of when this whole riots went down in St. Louis, Beyonce and Jay-Z went down there and wrote the check and they went home. They didn't go to this. We bailed everybody out. We did this. We did that. Because someone else said it.
Okay. And how did we find out about this?
Because she said it.
And somebody else said it.
Because she said it. And when it was said too much, the black lawyer, the two ladies said, hold up. While we appreciate what she's done, it's not her doing that. She's just supporting the situation that no one else would do. And I'm not knocking her for. I'm not knocking for any of them for it all, period. But I just don't like the comparison part of it.
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out if she got it done. That's it. I really don't even care. You know what I'm saying? Like I said.
What were you gonna say, Wizdom?
What were you gonna say, Wizdom?
I don't know, man. You know, it's just all such a weird conversation to me. Probably just because, again, I'm just so open to it. You were saying something earlier.
Who?
Christopher. That, you know, you gotta basically teach whoever you dating the culture.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
like,
just let them know.
Right.
Put them on.
So when I date somebody that's of Arabic culture, they have a culture too. So we're both learning culture.
Yep.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? At the same time. And it's interesting, it's fun, it's new, you know, and just like you would teach your son, right, about things that are going on in today. Listen, police pull you over. It's the same way you would talk to somebody that you like or love. You know what I'm saying? So,
are you really that interested in culture? Or was it the physical being that attracted you to her?
You know what?
Because you're not looking at that person saying, I want to know more about it.
Well, he do want to know something about the culture. He want to know something about it.
But you know what's funny?
But sometimes
What's that?
Look, this is a perfect
Like
example.
Okay.
Perfect example.
What's that?
Right.
Come to the mic.
I'm in a room full of black people, right? And then as I say that I like outside of my race, you say, is it really about?
Wait a minute.
You say, is it really about the race, or is it really about the culture,
Right.
or is it about she light skinned, she got long hair? Because I didn't date it black.
Well, I didn't say light skin,
but I would just say this. Or what? If it's not black, for now, if it's not black, then it's all
the physical,
right? Or it's the physical. But as you see, I'm a very smart person.
Very.
And I'm not just dating somebody just because of their looks. We've been there before. We
It
know
starts
what that's
there.
like. We know what that's about.
It starts there for everybody.
Right.
Aesthetics. Okay, he look good. I'm talking to him.
But they also have to have a personality
That-
if you're gonna make
That's
it
what keeps
past-
them. Right.
past a certain point with me.
They gonna get that on.
You see what I'm saying? Like, you smart.
Yeah.
So if you were to
He
date
ain't smart.
anybody,
I'm just joking. No, he is. I'm being silly. That's her just having a little fun. But go ahead, Wizdom. Sorry.
I don't know. You know what I'm saying? It's just one of those situations. You know, if you smart, you know, you try to date, and you know what I mean. Come on now, you might date somebody that's you could date a black person and not get along with them.
Right.
You know, or somebody could end up being a gold digger. It's like, what happens when you date a black woman and she don't value you?
Then what?
Okay, well, let me ask you this question right here
a black
because
man doesn't value his black queen.
I
right?
understand that, but
you get what I'm saying? Like,
but then also, do you consider
there's a lot of men that treat black women wrong.
Well, do you consider this aspect, because you could have all the intentions like you said, and I'm going to choose to believe what you said, because I have no reason to think that you would lie about as far as the culture is concerned. But is that always their reason for wanting to date a black man? Because some of them are looking for BBC. Let me just be clear. And let me just be honest, because we're having a discussion.
I grew up in a predominantly white high school,
and that's where it ends up at. Oh, Tyrone,
no. So
they want to say.
I'm
telling the truth.
I've always just been mad culture, right? Like, I love languages, right? I've learned Korean. I've learned Japanese. I've learned German. I've learned
from dating these different people.
Dating and just being interested in language.
Okay.
I've always been
again,
culture, all of that.
Again, I receive what you're saying, but from the other end, if you're dating all these other women who seem to be interested in, some of the women are interested in black men for one thing. And you're saying, oh, you know, it's your responsibility to teach them. Most of them, they don't give a shit really about it. And to them, it's like as much as you teach them, it's a story to them. They're not going to ever feel the effects of it because they're not like you.
And that's when you have,
and they can walk away from it whenever they want.
And that's when you have your discernment as a man, as a black man, to know who you dealing with.
Who you dealing with? You got to be smart. You just not gonna just deal with this scally like this. it has to have more substance to it. If that's what you're looking for, that's what you're gonna find. And
you better tell Tiger.
That's not what I'm looking for. I never
Mr. Woods, what happened with him and his wife? Her French self. When the prenup was coming to an end, what did she do? She whacked him on the head with that golf club and went about her business and said, "Oh, my 8 years is up. Where the check at?" And left with her 2 children. All the while he thought he was gonna be learning French, right? Okay. Culture.
He a fool though.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't necessarily call him foolish. Maybe he went in for love. Maybe he really did love this woman. Every woman he's dated has been of another race, ain't been black. Because this is a person who says he's Cobbling Asian. But your daddy named Earl and drive a Cadillac. Come on now. What's that? God bless him, because I know he done passed on. But I'm just saying. Come on now.
Man, just date who you want.
Yeah.
Be true to yourself.
And I say I agree with that. It's just kind of like, it's kind of bugging when you have to do something just to be, an opposite of something else. Like if you're just dating just to get away, like even for us, even for black women who just be like, I want to date a white man because black men so and so. I'm like, white man dirty too. What that mean?
Just be honest right now. If we all over getting to our 30s right now, you ain't dating for nothing else.
But for marriage.
Come on.
Got it.
You know what I'm saying? Like
that time is over with. You better say that.
Why are we over here entertaining, dead ends?
You ready to get married?
You know what I'm saying? I'm
ready. You ready? Can we go to the justice of the peace? But that's good. I'm glad that you're thinking that way. Are any of you gentlemen looking to get married?
No time soon.
Okay. Okay. But do you ever want to be married?
Absolutely.
Okay. You want to be married, Christopher?
Absolutely.
You want to be married, Wizdom?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay. That's good. Because I think that's also, I'm glad that you all had a chance to say that, because I think that they also think that black men don't want to be married. They just want to be players.
Yeah, that they're not faithful.
Right, they're not faithful. Yeah. They don't want to be players.
Can I say something about that?
Go ahead.
Stereotype.
No, I'm glad you all said that, because that is a stereotype that I think that you guys are probably over.
Facts. And there's this stigma that like black men want to be players and all this other stuff.
Right. Yeah.
And I don't understand it, because that's honestly a lot of work. Like when you have multiple situations.
because I think it's a
listen,
go ahead.
Is built like music and everything. It's all about having multiple women, and
but when you look at the ones when they find that one and you see their story and you're like, okay, like they got to where they got and they're giving thanks because they zoned in on one person.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's been my whole thing, because I'm a young cat,
Okay.
But I always felt like if I could just find that one, if I could get the one, I'm solid. Like I don't need to have all these other women.
So you don't cheat.
I don't entertain.
You're monogamous.
I try to be. Some
people think monogamy is some people think monogamy is unrealistic.
When I'm in a relationship, very monogamous.
Why are you smirking like that?
I just want to
say that.
Listen, real quick.
Well, you know what? I'll say this. I'm sorry. Wait, let me say something real quick because we're going to be closing.
Is it time?
Yeah. No, I want you to say this, but after you say that, you guys can all say your last remarks after he goes. But we have 2 minutes. Go ahead, Wizdom.
Again, cheating is a choice.
Facts.
And you have to say that if you're going to, again, treat this woman, regardless of color or whatever, that you have to make a choice. If you're going to cheat or you're not going to cheat. You cannot just go into a relationship and say, maybe.
Okay.
Black men don't cheat.
Okay. Christopher, last word, 30 seconds.
Man. It's just been a pleasure doing this, honestly.
Aww.
And being able to kind of shine a light on certain situations and all that.
We loved having y'all. Please.
I love this. You know what I'm saying? Welcome me back anytime. Get y'all for that.
Okay.
Everybody just be happy, man. Be cool and, adjust and don't complain.
Mr. Wakeen, last words.
Everybody follow your dreams. Don't let nobody tell you what you can do. You can reach every goal. Live your life to the fullest. Be great. You know.
Sacha.
No, I thought this was a great idea.
This was Sacha's idea.
Was it?
This was Sacha's idea, and I was like, "Girl, I think you're right."
Dang.
We had so many different reasons for doing it, but it was her idea. Yeah, she came up with it.
Solid.
But I will say, next week we will have Wendy Washington here, and we're going. And next week's topic is going to be about the courage to change the things that I can.
My God.
Tune in.
Yes, please tune in next week. What were you going to say, Sacha? 'Cause we still got some time. I just wanted to say that real quick.
No, it should have been longer. That's all I'm saying. That hour went by fast. We should have given them an hour and a half.
That's your last word.
Yeah.
I'm with it. I'll take it.
Well, then look, that means we'll have a Black Man's Point of View Part 2. How about that? Part 2 coming soon to a theater near you. I'm just joking. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. We'll see y'all next week at 8. Plop out. Y'all bomb.
Y'all fire.
I love it. That was awesome. That was fun.
We're gonna have a whole show on this relationship.
Okay.
That was literally all they kept asking about.
That was on his end. What about relationship? What about this? What about that?
It was relationship. It was how often do people use the N word with the ER at the end?
Yeah.
Like they was trying to get beat.
That's right there.
With the ER at the end?
With the ER.
How often?
Yeah, how often?
Like
do
how
people use that?
often?
I was gonna ask though, like when we talk about dating, what type of dating are we talking about though? Is it like
What you
I'm
mean?
just taking you out on a date for the night? I'm
Uh-huh.
dating you like exclusively?
hookup,
Type?
uh-huh.
What type
No,
of
like
dating
your
are we referring to?
significant
other.
Okay.
Yeah.
So exclusively dating somebody.
Yeah.
So monogamous situation.
Yeah.
But the thing,
Because I'm like, if you saw me out with a white
I mean, if
person,
you're just screwing
just for
her.
the night, like,
Uh-huh.
so you're looking at me like, oh, you're fucked up. I'm hanging
But
out
the-
with her
but the-
for night.
No,
but
because
but
I
also,
know some people who I've met some black men. They date all over the spectrum.
Uh-huh.
Some of them screw all over the spectrum, but they will only.
well, he
but they
right
say
here. He did all
only-
the especially. He said I like everybody, right?
Well,
But I also think a lot of it. I think a lot of
but their relationship would only
with the
be
queen.
with a black woman.
I think that the disconnect too is also. I think that what kind of gets us in a tizzy is what Christopher was saying is that we're at a time now where you're thinking, okay, you're too young, you too old to be like I'm just trying to date around. You should be looking for a life partner. At this time. So is your life partner?
though?
Yeah, I mean,
That's what I said. That's what I said. You all want to be married.
No.
Are we gonna do our little photos and stuff? Come on.
Gang of people like fucking around.
Yeah. You needed to charge your phone. I had a portable thing right here.
The question I had, which was kind of
I let him use.
similar to the
I always have it.
was
I always for your next
diversity within
time.
black
Right?
people.
Look for your next time.
Like in terms
I'll
of-
see
In
you out
terms
loud.
of what does it mean to be black? You know, some people be like, oh, you don't act black. What's act black?
Oh, because like he said that you said some white people that grew up black, and that was I was gonna say something about that, but I was like, you know what? Let's move on. Because like, what does that mean? Like you grow up black. If you're not black, you're not growing up black.
Not every black person.
Well, no, you can't grow up black.
No.
I met somebody at the church's window the other day. I thought he was black, and he was straight up Mexican. He was like,
You just perpetrate like you are.
I claim black because that's all that he's been around. That's what he's been.
Well, the thing about it is like you can perpetrate.
Same person, every same nigga too.
Thank you. Because I think
I
that.
wanted to bring up, you know, us in our relationship with Latin folks because, you know, we kind of come from the same neighborhood.
Pull up over here.
A lot of the times,
That's
you
not
know,
bad.
Mexican you be like, oh, what's up?
That's what I'm saying.
You don't
Yeah,
think
but
we
the thing
don't
about it
think
is
twice about
that.
that. And I look at it from a cultural perspective.
But growing up black, when you say growing up black, that's not based on a location. Growing up black is this right here. Because I can be white all day long and feel like I'm growing up black, but at the end of the day, if I'm black and I grew up in a white neighborhood, they're gonna say you grew up white. They're gonna say you're a black person. You're gonna be a black person. You grew up in a white neighborhood. That's it. But they're gonna say you grew up white because when the lights is turned on.